Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Arnold, and tonight I'm going to be channeling Ascended Master Saint Germain and the Ascended Masters on the coronavirus, or COVID-19 as everyone knows it. So it's a big topic here on planet Earth right at this moment, and they're going to be bringing through frequencies of transmutation or a transmission of light frequencies through my chakras to whoever's open to receiving it, to help transmute those fears around this virus, to help prevent you from attracting that virus to you. So it's like a transmission that your spirit, if you're open to receiving, you can download it, and your body won't recognize that coronavirus as something dangerous. Now, I'm not claiming to cure anything or prevent anything. I'm just saying that the Ascended Masters are bringing through these frequencies. If you're open to receiving it, feel free to download it. There's nothing you have to do except for say that you're open to receiving it. So I'm going to get started. They're going to talk about why it's created on planet Earth and what's going on with this coronavirus. And so I'm going to get started, and we'll see you at the end. Have a great night. Oh yes, welcome. I am Saint Germain. We welcome you all. There has been many of you on planet Earth excited for this moment. You are saying, well, Saint Germain, there is so much fear on the planet with this disease, with this illness. How could we be excited? And we would say, have you not been the ones praying to us and praying to the universe as light workers that you could assist humanity at this time? Is it not the frequencies that you have integrated and expanded on this planet from within your own consciousness, frequencies of love that have transmuted fear-based energies back to love that has brought this virus to the surface? Well, how is this so, Saint Germain? How did we as a collective create this virus on planet Earth? We would say it is a tipping point. It is a scale, a tipping point of a scale. You are here to play the game of polarities, and you are here to play the game of contrast. And as you have played on planet Earth, you have played in many playgrounds. We would say that as you were on the playground, on the teeter-totter, as a child, was it not that when you were on the teeter-totter, that one person was always heavier than the other? Was the scales not always tipped? We would say that many of you experienced having a bully at the end of the teeter-totter that would hold you up into the air and frighten you. We would say if you had expanded your consciousness at that time, if you had expanded it out, your light and love out, you would have tipped the scale the other way. You would have tipped the teeter-totter back down to the ground. You were in your, we would say, your robes of fear, or your vibration of fear at that time. You did not feel empowered to expand your consciousness out in order to tip the scales. We would say, as empaths, as light workers on planet Earth, you have expanded your consciousness out enough to tip the scales. Isn't this a great celebration, Saint Germain? We would say, yes, it is a great celebration. You have, as a collective consciousness, expanded your vibrational frequency out so that the scales have tipped. This is not anything to judge or be afraid of. This is a celebration. We would say, in our perspective, it is an eruption of frequencies. It is an eruption of frequencies of fear-based energy, of dense, low vibrating. We would not use the terminology low, but we will allow for this demonstration or explanation. We would say that as you have expanded your consciousness out, it has transmuted fear back to love on planet Earth. And as the collective consciousness has joined together to expand out and increase the frequency of love on planet Earth, the dense energies must come to the surface. It would be, in our perspective, similar to an eruption, a boil under the skin that is coming to the surface. Is at first painful. It swells up, it gets reddened and hot, and it is not pretty in its appearance. One would not wish to have a boil under the skin, but we would say as the boil erupts, the skin begins to heal, and the bacteria and the viruses that were under the skin would dissipate. We would say, is this not what is happening on planet Earth? There has been an eruption of energy, and we would say we are all celebrating. We are not seeing it in your perspective, from a third dimension perspective. We are looking at it through the eyes of love. If you are standing in fear of the coronavirus, you are standing in a third dimension perspective. What if you saw it from a fifth dimension perspective? What if you saw it in the eyes of love? As you have transmuted with your own consciousness fear back to love, and gotten your power from your heart, you have tipped the scales on planet Earth. We would say this is that as many dense energies in physical form leave planet Earth, there are also many other changes that this coronavirus is bringing to the planet that will assist humanity at this time to keep tipping the scales to more love instead of less. We would say that if you see what it is doing to the monetary system, there would be an upheaval of stock market or monetary values that are being judged. There is an upheaval of judgment upon the monetary system. There was many of the collective that were in dense energy bodies or carrying dense frequencies that would be attached to money, or be, we would say in your terminology, greedy, or feel empowered by money. If they are afraid of this virus, if they are experiencing the effects of this virus, can money help them? They are seeing that there's no way out with money. How can money help me if I if I get ill and sick from this virus? Money is not helping me. We would say that there are many of people being isolated. Is this not a great time for people to go in instead of out? Is it not a way of learning how to be present with being instead of doing? If you're isolated into your home, or you were isolated in your community, if you are in we would say isolation to prevent yourself from contracting the virus. This does not give you time to be alone. Does this not give you time to look in? There are many of you who are have jobs on the computers, and you are working from home at this time to prevent the disease from spreading. And we would say, is this not giving you time to look inward? Is this not giving you time to see who you are? There are many gifts. The people that are attached to money are seeing how money is not assisting them. Can I let go of the attachment to money? Those who are afraid to be alone are being isolated so that they will look inward. Is this not a beautiful experience on planet Earth? Many are fearing death. There is a program in the collective, fear of death. This is a program everyone is born with. Many of you as light workers have already transmuted this fear, and you do not fear physical death. We perceive physical death as a transition. We perceive physical death as a rebirth. Do any of you on planet Earth fear a birth? You celebrate your birth of your babies. You celebrate them as if it is a gift. And we would say, as there is physical death on the planet, it is a transition from one form to another. It is a rebirth into another form, another state of being. You are all safe. There is nothing that can be destroyed. You are all energy, and this energy can transform from one energy into another. This would be a physical death, would be a transition from physical form into another form. This is the way we perceive it. It is not that any of you are in danger. You are consciousness, and you are we would say one moment please. Our channel needs water. Ah. Oh, yes, welcome. Ah. Physical death is a transition from one form to another. This is nothing to fear. This coronavirus is assisting Mother Earth at this time. It is a shaking up of energies on the planet. It is from the collective consciousness raising their vibration. It is from the light workers expanding their consciousness. This is you tipping the scales. We are excited for your journey. You have tipped the scales, and now Mother Earth must clean up. It must shake up the vibrational frequencies that you have transmuted back to love. It is bringing deep fears to the surface. As we mentioned, it's similar to a boil on planet Earth, and there are eruptions scattered over the planet. As the coronavirus sweeps through each nation, it is transmuting fear back to love from the vibrational frequencies that have already been brought onto planet Earth. Mother Earth is holding these frequencies, and she is able to transmute the coronavirus as it passes through. This would be a temporary situation. Many of you are seeing it as something that would be forever, and we would say, as the frequencies transmute back to love, all will settle. This is a celebration of a tipping point. As an empath or as a light worker on planet Earth, we would say celebrate. You will notice that many times on your life path, you have not had your power from your heart, and you will notice from this step forward that you would be a more empowered. Saint Germain, what does this look like? We would say there are times that you are giving away your power to please others, and it is not easy for you to have a voice. But most of you will notice after this virus has settled that you have more of a voice. You have more power in your who you are as consciousness. You have more we would say essence of knowing who you are, but also knowing that you belong. You have all had, as light workers, have carried a frequency that was recognized on planet Earth as I do not belong. This was a frequency that did not fit the vibrational frequency on the planet, as it was dense energy. This alone feeling that you had as children, or this feeling of not belonging, has now the Mother Earth has that frequency to feel as we would say not feel as if you belong, but know you belong. This would be that you know who you are as consciousness, and you are not afraid to show it. There have been many of you afraid to show who you are, and it is because you were holding on to this old program of fear. It is now being recognized on the planet as something to not fear. It is being recognized as a great light. That is being recognized as accepted. I can stand in my shoes and be who I am. I can show who I am. All of you have unique abilities and talents and gifts that you are here to help assist humanity at this time. You are here to add to the collective consciousness your experience and your gifts and talents balance. We would say that all of you, as you begin to show who you are, you will feel more comfortable in doing so. You will feel like you have more of a voice. You will not be afraid to speak up. This is because you have tipped the scales. This is a celebration for the light workers that you have been moving the frequencies on planet Earth to what you have been praying for. You have asked for this. You have asked for this over and over. We have heard your cries for assistance, and we are saying you have tipped the scales. You have done it yourselves. You have expanded the collective consciousness to a frequency of love, and this has brought up fears to erupt from the earth. These fears are being transmuted by Mother Earth at this time. Do not fear this coronavirus. There are many light workers and many children of the new earth that already hold the frequencies in their DNA. We would call it a crystalline DNA that does not recognize this frequency of the coronavirus to be feared. This is, we would say, already integrated into your DNA, that you will not contract the coronavirus if you are carrying this frequency. And we would say that many of you have already integrated this frequency within your DNA systems or within your consciousness. We would say that those who have decided to exit the planet from physical form by contracting the coronavirus has already committed to this on a soul contract. This is nothing to be afraid of. The Mother Earth is cleaning up the planet. We would say this is time for celebration. Do not be afraid to show who you are. Do not be afraid to stand in your shoes. It is all about not judging if one is right, wrong, good, or bad. Do not judge another's game. As you watch the game, in order to have your power from your heart, you must not judge another's game. If someone is doing something you would consider wrong on planet Earth, we would say, could you look at it from a fifth dimension perspective? Could you look at it through the eyes of love? Why are you judging their game as something wrong? We are all here to play the game of the Pleiades, and we are here to play the game of contrast. And as you are seeing a reflection of what you have not transmuted within yourself, you will see this contrast. It is only your judgment upon the contrast that is causing you to stay in a low vibration. Expand out and not judge another. As you do not judge another who is there to bully you or take your power, we would say, as you begin to look at them in the eyes of love, you will not be affected by their bullying or by their threats. You will see that you are a vibration that can no longer be knocked down. You are a vibration of love that can't be knocked over by a vibration of fear. This is a celebration. We are excited for your journey. Ah. Ah. Oh. Okay, so that was the transmission for the coronavirus. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm kind of out of it right now. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.